Alright, everybody. Well, it's a completely different day for me, and it took a while for me to get the resources at both nodes, and if you want to cut short your time during this game, don't know why you would, you can always skip that, but I have 22,000 RUs now, and we're going to be building heavy cruisers at some point, so that's definitely going to be useful. Now, as odd as it may sound, I plan to use my carrier here to sponge the mine damage because it's probably the tankiest thing we've got, and I don't have any support frigates to repair it, although the escorting fleet groups, the combat fleet groups, will have support frigates for that purpose. I also don't know if this is just purely coincidental, but the dispersion of ships by type in the wall formation is actually even. Like before, you could get sort of like 5 ion cannon frigates on one side and then the 5 assault frigates on the other. Now they're actually set up with the ion cannon frigates arranged together, winged by the assault frigates. So I've built some proximity sensors because one of the Homeworld 2 mechanics that has made its way into this game is the fact that if you're in a dust cloud, which is the only place safe in this mission, the ability for other units to detect you is reduced. Basically, you have a much smaller detection sphere, circle, whatever. Proximity sensors used to be used for detecting cloaked ships, and they still work that way in Homeworld 2. However, proximity sensors formerly were ships that could follow fleets around, they could maneuver and so forth. But now I have a suspicion that they're just probes.
Docking signal green.
Which means that once I send it off to a given position, I'm not going to be able to reposition it. So I've built a few, and I'm going to send it ahead of the existing fleet.
Standing by. Copy. Confirmed.
Acknowledged, ready for escort.
Copy. Moving to destination.
And yeah, we're fitting to light this powder keg. Putting the carrier at the front of the formation. I'm officially naming this character Battlestar Higara. Still no sign of the enemy. Scratch that.
Resource operation reporting enemy contact. We've got a situation here.
All stations reported by the numbers.
Watch your 6. Let's fire confirmed. Watch your 6. We've got a situation here.
Status report.
Acknowledged. Show no mercy.
Group 8 reports enemy contact.
Contact confirmed.
Group 7 reports enemy contact.
We've got enemy contact. We're under fire.
You seriously made the carriers that easy to destroy?
Group 8 under attack.
Watch your 6. Standing by. Understood. Repair target locked in. Acknowledged. Standing by. Moving to intercept. Confirmed. En route. Confirmed. I caught one. We're in a minefield here. Attack run initiated. Ready. Let's stay calm. Attack vector laid in.
Group 7 under attack.
Hull breach. Hull breach.
Let's stay calm.
Stay on top of them. We're under fire.
Group 7 reports enemy contact. Carrier destroyed.
Stay on top of them.
Group 7 under attack.
Status report. Roger that trailer, I see him.
Roger.
Group 8 reports enemy contact.
Supporting friendly units. We're in a minefield here.
Group 8 under attack.
Oh, so much for the Battlestar Higara.
Frigate lost.
Group 4, hit by mines. Acknowledged. Ready. Repairs initiated. Confirmed. Standing by. Copy.
God, this default passive tactics is ridiculous. I mean, the destroyers were just sitting there while the carrier took it. They were even set to guard it, and they're just hanging back. The AI in this game's taken a hit. A nasty hit.
Attack run complete. Holding pattern locked. Confirmed.
Well, we were able to get 10 out of our 12 salvage corvettes out before that went horribly, horribly wrong. I think we lost one of the support frigates as well. Unsurprising. Unfortunately, we can't replace it because we're over our frigate cap. Well, yeah, I'm not waiting on the next carrier. We're going to push it.
Confirmed. Reporting.
God, like, the handling in this game has just been
Underway.
completely busted. Like I said, the friendly ship is right there. It's under attack, and
Roger.
the escorting vessels, the vessels assigned to escort duty, they're just sitting there like, well, what are we supposed to do? We're waiting on our orders, fleet. One of the main points of an RTS over a turn-based strategy is that micromanaging has to be handled by autonomous function. It has to be handled by the computer. Because you're not going to be able to micromanage everything simultaneously. It doesn't work.
Escorting friendlies. Copy. Confirmed.
Oh, hit the mine layer.
Attack run initiated.
Okay, I can see them missing a maneuvering target. They were missing a stationary target.
No
God,
problem. No problem.
the further into this I go, the more I don't like what they've done to Homeworld. It's not Homeworld. It's Homeworld 2 with a Homeworld 1 skin on it. And these unit behaviors weren't even this bad in Homeworld 2. Why are they so passive all the time? A friendly unit's there just taking a hit.
Carrier complete.
And they're just letting it happen. It's awfully close to the mines for them not to take an interest.
We caught him napping. No problem. Reporting.
Well, no fancy titles
Green
for you,
line
given how
confirmed.
quickly
Roger.
you drop.
Assuming guard position. Assembly underway. Assembly underway. Ready.
Boundary, this is Floor. How far away?
Docking with carrier. Confirmed.
Oh, that
Salvage
one.
corvette complete.
So wait. They destroyed the carrier, they didn't destroy the proximity sensor. They left the sensor intact. Is that what I'm meant to interpret from that information? God, yeah, the autonomous functions, like the fleet supporting itself, supporting each other, is just bad. I have to manually
Copy.
tell them
Copy.
to do everything. If I don't, they just don't attack it. If I set them to aggressive... Oh...
Salvage corvette complete.
Setting drives to idle.
Oh... Wait a minute. They're in sensor range. Why aren't they attacking? We're in sensor range. Oh, wow. The AI has become AS. This is some next level artificial stupidity right here. I mean, if it wasn't for the vacuum of space, we could literally open a window, stick our heads out, and go, "Sup?"
We've got a situation here.
Supporting friendly units. We've got enemy contact. Let's stay calm.
Hold formation, let's keep it together now.
Confirmed.
Oh, now you get involved.
Wait,
I
watch
want
your
you to
course.
sit back, and now you get involved. We're not going to be able to capture the heavy cruiser now.
Attacking capital ship.
If we don't commit to the assault.
Stabilizers offline. Engage capital ship.
Frigate lost.
Guidance failure. We're losing control.
Frigate lost. Frigate lost.
Subsystem target acquired. Withdrawing heavy fire.
Frigate lost.
Oh, they made everything so squishy. Like, this used to take a minute or so. And that was good from an RTS perspective because you needed time to sort of assess the situation, to manage multiple battles at the same time. Now it's basically like... I mean, look at the heavy cruiser! It's just dropping, it's dying!
4 defeated.
These things used to be titans in this game. You just could not bring them down. And now it's dead. Well, press the attack.
Moving to destination.
Go straight for our target. We lost our opportunity to salvage the heavy cruiser. Oh, God. Because I was always better at Homeworld than Homeworld 2, and I'm gonna just come out and say it because I think Homeworld 1 was a better game. There are several metrics by which I make this determination. Gameplay-wise, units were a lot tankier than what you're seeing here. A lot tankier than what you're seeing here. That's a lot of assault frigates.
Lock all weapons on target. Engage capital ship. Strike group under enemy attack. We're under fire. Damcon level 2.
Group 8 under attack.
Target confirmed. Confirmed.
Wingmen, tighten it up.
No, I want to target the
We
carrier.
must destroy the garrison protecting the station. Enemy units cannot be allowed to escape, or they may alert the Empire to our presence.
Group 8 copies. Engage capital ship. Breach in
We are
storm.
picking up a quantum wave
Drawing
effect.
heavy fire.
A Titan carrier is loading ships and powering up. It must be destroyed before it can hyperspace.
Strike group under enemy attack. All personnel. Code red. Engineering reports damage. Reading contact. Ready.
Frigate lost.
We're drawing heavy fire. Stabilizers offline.
Frigate lost.
Capital ship locked in. We're drawing
that
heavy
is just
fire.
ridiculous how quickly it
Stabilizers
dies.
offline.
Frigate lost.
Attack vector laid in.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Where did he come
Attack
from?
run initiated. Ready. All personnel. Code red. Engineering reports damage.
Frigate lost.
Cabin pressure dropping. Hit. Damage report. I got one. Breach in starboard fusion chamber. Confirmed.
Frigate lost.
Strike group reports hostile contact. Breach in starboard fusion chamber.
Frigate lost.
Lock all weapons on target. Stabilizers offline. We're drawing heavy fire.
Frigate lost.
Breach in starboard fusion chamber. Watch your six. Hull breach. Hull breach.
Frigate lost.
Okay, well now that the meat of the battle is over. So as an RTS, especially one with this combat system of rock, scissors, paper, where you want to attack an enemy ship with a ship designed to fight it, but that is of a class that it is in turn not designed to fight. You know, the rock, paper, scissors analogy. The issue is that requires a fair amount of micromanaging. Now, by having more durable ships, having ships be tougher, you create an opportunity
Target
for
locked in
you, the
nebula.
player... What, are you kidding?
Copy. Moving while engaging.
It's a space station! How do you lose track of a space station in a nebula?
Combat maneuver confirmed.
It's not like it's moving, it's a space station! What, can it move now?
Attack coordinates locked in.
Again, in order to see this object, because it was in a nebula, I had to be basically on top of it. So by making things more durable, you offer the player more opportunity to balance multiple battles simultaneously, because each battle is going to take a while before it concludes. Defenders don't even maneuver. These things used to, like, fly around in little formations in order to maneuver, and they don't
Fleet
anymore.
9 reports victory.
Enemy base and fleet destroyed. Hyperspace drives online.
God, well, I'm gonna finish my thought before I cut, because again, the objective is complete. Now the issue isn't scavenging resources left over. Now the issue is just, like, with the loss of the support frigates and so much of the frigates, the ion cannon frigates, I'm going to have to dissolve a portion of my frigate force in order to be able to build the frigates I need, not the frigates I have. So it's a lot of managerial stuff. But yeah, by making the ships tankier, you stretched engagements out, and that gave a person the ability to micromanage multiple battles simultaneously. And you would want to avoid getting into battles beyond that because you couldn't manage them and you'd leave yourself at a disadvantage. But as you can see, frigates go down extremely quickly. Even the capital ships can't take much abuse before they collapse. And it's basically turned everything in your force into just this expendable resource that gets used up in the fight. Another reason I preferred the first Homeworld was honestly just the way they crafted the lore. Because Homeworld 2 went for this sort of epic, almost fantasy take,
Strike group
despite the fact that
its
its predecessor, in spite of its extraordinary galactic scale, was very relatable. I mean, we are the Kushan people, a people of an arid desert world who discover that our true home planet is elsewhere in the galaxy, and we don't know why we left, we don't know why we were on our planet. So this grand generational project is undertaken in an effort to answer those questions, and because the experts know that our world is dying, to save our people by finding that home planet and hoping it's still habitable, and basically things ensue. It's dramatic, it's very much an odyssey, and it shows a sort of scrappy, to some extent, backwaters people overcoming incredible adversity and incredible odds to achieve victory. And you don't get that impression in Homeworld 2, because in Homeworld 2, oh, you were the chosen ones, it was destined, it was preordained that you would rise and that this would happen, and it removes all of the gravitas, the weight of the struggle of the Kushan people and the Higarans, because everything that happened was prophesied, and none of it's all been arranged by your precursors. None of it was really your responsibility, your achievement.
Strike group coordinates locked in.
Because, yeah, the speed with which the carrier went down, and none of this is unusual for me if I was playing Homeworld 2. I would expect the carrier to die that quick. But this isn't Homeworld 2. This is the first installment, Remastered, and yet, this is what we're looking at.
Standing by.
Group 6 designated.
Roger. Docking with carrier.
And the thing is, though, it's a half measure, too, because we don't produce fighters in swarms like we do in Homeworld 2. We don't have upgrades for our ship's hull, and because in Homeworld 2 you can improve the durability of capital ships and you can improve the speed of fighters. And you have this whole tree of upgrades that make your ships a bit tankier, but the condition these ships feel like, it feels like they're at the bottom of the tech tree for that. Like, they have no upgrades. And now that I'm glad I collected the 20,000 RUs, because I have to rebuild my fleet before the next mission. It just gets spent. And that was the problem I had with Homeworld 2, is that I can never stay on top of the situation. Bear in mind, I am bad at strategy games. However, there was always the issue that fights start and finish so quickly that if you're managing more than one fight at a time, you can't do it. You just can't do it. You have to commit all of your attention, all of your effort at one point in order to achieve victory, which leaves your flank wide open. And what would typically happen is, I get up a force to go and strike my opposition, and I send them out there, and if there's other opponents in the field, they just wait for me to basically empty my fleet at one side to attack me at the other. And you might think, well, why not leave a force behind to buy time at the mothership while you launch that attack? Because if you're not managing that force, if you're not micro-managing that force, it's done, it's over. It doesn't even matter if you have all the right ships. If you're not focusing them on specific targets, and this is all something that a certain amount of automation would fix. And yet, as you just saw, we don't have artificial intelligence here controlling these vessels. We have artificial stupidity. Because they didn't even turn on my ships because they were, like, in an aggro zone for too long. They turned on them because a proximity sensor aggroed them. I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious, I'm honestly curious to see if Homeworld 2 performs in-game like I remember, or if this remastering somehow butchered that. Because I can understand the butchering of Homeworld 1, because, again, this is just Homeworld 2 with a Homeworld 1 campaign skin wrapped over it. That's what we're looking at right here. And I can see why the multiplayer for Homeworld 1 in the remaster was never really all that popular. If you really want the Homeworld 1 experience, play the original game, deal with the old graphics. Anyway, I've been ranting, but I want to leave in closing that last video, which for me was yesterday, and for you will be yesterday, I made a point to like the video if you wanted me to talk about the ships. Now, it's too early because that hasn't aired yet for me. It's too early to have your take on that, but I imagine that might have created some confusion. That, well, what if we just like the video, but we don't want you to talk about the ships? How do we communicate that? Well, that's what the comments are for. My point is, if you want me to keep talking about the ships, let me know. But yeah, next mission is Tannhauser Gate. I'm fairly certain that it's Tannhauser Gate. Or Tannhauser, or whatever. It's Tannhauser Gate. So, I'll see you once I've decided what I'm gonna do with this ragtag fleet.